We will find a dualism at the beginning of the dialogue when the division of soul and body is introduced, something that would not require further discussion or demonstration. He shows too the idea that, to philosophy, death is not something that should be afraid, but something to be desired. But why? Because things like beauty, godness, and the just cannot be appreciated by sense, but only by reason. But do not worry. He did not think suicide would be a solution. We are not the masters of our destiny, in this case and others as well. Socrates does not insist much on this argument, but nevertheless, we cannot displease the gods. Also, the knowledge is something that depends only on reason. After all, when we want to think, the demands of the body only disturb our purpose. Plato, is very far away of the empiricism too. However, whether duality, soul and body, were, more or less, evident, the subsistence of the soul is inquired by a character of the dialogue, a man named Sebes. The demonstration to prove your issue is divided in four and is now as the cyclical argument. In accord to the dialogue, Socrates shows to his interlocutors the dualism cyclic of the nature, the great that becomes little, the cold that becomes hot, and vice versa, the little that becomes great, the hot that becomes cold, and so on. Well, with the death and the life, it's like these two. If the thing generates his opposite, the death can generate the life. And the soul should be exist before their journey in our world. In this point, Sabes observes the similarity of this kind of argumentation, and that is very important to Socrates. And it becomes another argumentation pro immortality of soul. The argument of knowledge like recollection. Here we can again observe the distance between Plato's theory and empiricism. And we will find an argumentation in the sense that the things we know about the world depends on previous forms that would exist inside our souls before the moment of our birth. For example, to recognize a face familiar to us in a portrait, we depend on something as a concept or an operator, I don't know, of our mind as equality. This form would have previously been inscribed in our souls because it could not, according to our philosopher, be created by our senses. This concept is very precious to our philosophy forms. The affinity argument. The development of this argument is really long. One more time, we should synthesize it. The essential is that the soul has affinities with the things that are invisible, divines, and immortals, while the body has affinities with the things visible, mundanes, and mortals. Then our soul should be immortal by this affinity. And finally, we have the argument from form of life, or the final argument. As I said, form is an important concept of Plato. But what is it after all? The forms are the causes itself invisible of the visible ones. The forms are like the being of Parmenides. Do you remember? Eternal, indivisible, equals to itself, incorruptible. And the nature of the soul is like this because the things participating of their forms. For example, the beautiful things participate of the beauty absolute, the idea of beauty. A courageous act participate of the form of the courage, and the soul participated of the form of the life, which means that soul can never die. Okay, friends, for those of you who have not abandoned this video and followed it to end, despite its very boring nature, I agree with you. This position I made is very dogmatic, and I only say things without proof, then or show the real arguments of Socrates or Plato to then demonstrate them as an apology. I want to say that this was just an invitation for you to read Plato. Bye.